Watching people, reaching people, my 7-step plan. Obviously, there aren't 7 steps or 70 steps or 700 steps to learning to read people by opening up your senses. That's the whole point. If it was that categorical, it could be learned in a classroom. Nevertheless, what I can say categorically is that learning to read people involves a few basic fundamentals. Step 1. Listen aggressively. Listen not only to what someone is saying, but how he is saying it. People tend to tell you a lot more than they mean to. Keep pausing. A slightly uncomfortable silence will make them say even more. Observe aggressively. Have you ever said to yourself when watching a chat show or a news interview, "Oh, that person's nervous," or that question made him uncomfortable? You don't need to read a book on body language to interpret certain motions or gestures, or to hear the statement someone may be making simply by the way he or she is dressed. Step 3. Talk less. You will automatically learn more, hear more, see more, and make fewer blunders. Everyone can talk less, and almost everyone should be talking less. Ask questions and then don't begin to answer them yourself. Step 4. Take a second look at first impressions. I usually go with my first impressions, but only after I have carefully scrutinized them. Some sort of thinking out or contemplative process has to take place between your initial impression and your acceptance of it as a tenet of a relationship. Muhammad Ali once said to me, "I am more famous than Jesus Christ," a line he perhaps borrowed from the Beatles. I was appalled at the statement, dismissed it as braggadocio, and let it go at that. But months later, for some reason I got to thinking about it and started counting up all the Muslim and Hindu and other non-Christian countries in which Ali was extremely well known. The statement was still braggadocio, but I realized it was also possibly true. Step 5. Take time to use what you have learned. If you are about to make a presentation or a phone call, take a moment to think about what you know and what is the reaction you want. From what you know of the other person, and what can you say or do to be most likely to get it. Step 6. Be discreet. Discretion is the better part of reading people. The idea of using what you have learned properly is not to tell them how insecure you think they are, or to point out all the things you have perceptively intuited that they may be doing wrong. If you let them know what you know, you will blow any chance of using your own insight effectively. You don't owe anyone an insight into yourself for every insight you have into him. Remember, you can only use what you have learned if he has learned less about you. The surest way to let people into your own security quotient is to tell them all about your accomplishments. Let people learn of your qualities and achievements from someone else. Step 7. Be detached. If you can force yourself to step back from any business situation, particularly one that is heating up, your powers of observation will automatically increase. When the other person gets a little hot under the collar, he or she is going to be more revealing than at almost any other time. If you come back with an equally heated response, you will not only be less observant, you will be revealing just as much about yourself. I'm practically a missionary for the importance of acting rather than reacting in any business situation. Acting rather than reacting allows you really to use what you have learned. It allows you to convert perceptions into controls. By reacting, by failing to step back first, you are probably throwing this powerful advantage away. If you don't react, you will never overreact. You will be the controller rather than the controlled.